Hello everyone, it's Luphisra here. About to play more Agatha Christie Evil Under the Sun. Let's go talk to Linda. Linda, are you okay, girl?
Mademoiselle, it is good to see you looking so much recovered.
Thank you.
Captain Marshall, it is necessary that I speak with your daughter in private.
I can't allow that. She's still too weak.
It is of the utmost importance.
No.
Monsieur Poirot, I know what you want to speak to me about. I should like my father to remain.
Are you certain?
Yes, Daddy. Let Monsieur Poirot ask his questions. I need to answer, and you need to hear the answers.
Very well, Linda dear. Monsieur Poirot?
Thank you for the welcome back.
Mademoiselle, it is not true that you liked your stepmother.
No, I loathed her. She ignored me. That was all right. It was the way she treated Daddy I couldn't stand.
Did your father and your stepmother argue?
Daddy doesn't argue. He makes his point and then is done with it. But they often had differences of opinion.
At school, you believed an instructor killed Millie Parsons.
What?
You and your friends had been experimenting with voodoo?
The devil, you say? See here, Poirot. How dare you?
Oh, I dare.
Yes, Mr.
I
Bell,
dare.
He got us interested. We knew Miss Porter wouldn't believe me if I told her about Millie, about him grabbing her and the horrid things he said.
You decided to dispense justice on your own?
Yes. We fashioned a wax figure of him, got the nail clippings and the hair like the book said. Then did the ritual at the polo matting we'd made.
A pole in the cleared circle?
Yes, it represents the center of the world, power. Then we let him have it with the pins. It worked, Monsieur Poirot. You have to believe me, it worked.
How did it even work?
Well, mademoiselle, only that. Miss Potter found out what about the voodoo?
She said we were persecuting Mr. Fell. I think she got suspicious herself, because she fired him at the end of term.
You wrote threatening letters to your stepmother?
I wanted to scare her.
So she would be more susceptible to your magic?
Yes. It sounds so stupid to say it like this.
No.
Because it is stupid.
Children are often powerless to help those they love. But you had felt your power at school. Is it not so?
Yes, you're right, I did. I thought I could do something to stop her. And I stole Rosamond's typewriter and hid it in Mrs. Redfern's room, so she would be blamed for the notes. That was wicked, I know.
You created another doll.
This morning early, I went out to the monastery ruins and performed the ritual again. Je vous ai battu, je vous casse, je vous maudis. Then I came back here and burnt everything. A little later, I heard she was dead. Don't you see? I thought it had worked. Just like with Mr. Fell. But I didn't want her dead, not really. I just wanted her out of our lives. Forever.
Linda dear. Oh, my child. I'm so sorry.
Mademoiselle, did anyone tell you to take your own life?
No. It seemed the only thing I could do.
For what?
I will list for you the things I have found.
All right.
Because of your
The
guilt?
book of voodoo rituals?
That's the only thing I could hear.
The monk's door behind which you hid the wire recorder? The stick pin in the hat with some wax still adhering to it? The hairbrush? The melted wax in the fireplace? Human hair burned in the fireplace? Green fabric burned in the fireplace? That is all, I think.
But hang on. That's not right.
Something? It is missing?
No, that green fabric. I have no idea where that came from. I didn't burn that.
Do you see it, Hastings? Even as she puts that typewriter in the room of Christine Redfern to throw suspicion...
Blamed herself for the murder. She probably did because she believed in voodoo.
Of green
You
fabric
see.
that do not match the hat of Mrs. Marshall are a significant clue.
So yes, someone wanted to blame her
Your own life.
for the murder too.
I talked to
Like
you.
she wanted to blame Mrs. Redfern.
I saw someone had been sifting through my fireplace. Then later, my puzzle box had been opened.
That was me.
Linda, you can't have believed. Not really.
I was the one that opened the box. Sorry.
No, but I knew what would happen. Daddy, I know in spite of everything you loved her. And when the truth came out, and you found out what I had done, I knew you wouldn't love me anymore.
Oh, my dear girl, I'll always love you. If you believe nothing else, believe that.
Oh, Daddy, Daddy, I'm so sorry.
Hastings, we are done here.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a good father and daughter chat, okay? So, we did one thing. Render the compass useless. Magnet.
Well, that's put paid to the compass, right enough. It's no good now.
Right? Then we go set the trap. So let's go back to the tunnel area. To be honest though, I will say I don't understand how a compass would help you find a way in the tunnels. To be honest, because all the compass does is point in like directions, like north, for example, or west. But if you don't know where specifically you're going, does it even help that you have like the compass? Which also, even though we ruined the compass, good thing Poirot remembers where we're supposed to go to. So I need to put the drugs back to where they are.
The cheese is in the trap.
Excellent. One more step only.
Right, you need like a map or something. You need to know your way, like, or have some sort of direction to follow. You know, otherwise you're just, nothing helps with the compass, right? But okay. Set the trap. We need to talk to Colonel Western, so let's go do that. A long way to the tractor area. Imagine you're going north. The compass helps you to choose the way to keep going north. Yeah, for example, like if you know you need to go north from here, or you need to go west from here, then the compass would help because it helps you go in the direction that you need to go, right? So long as you know where north is, you can find the other directions. But if you don't have any sort of like instructions or a map or anything to follow, it doesn't really help when you have the compass. You know, you need something else to work with the compass. So I think in that aspect, though, this game is not realistic.
On me way.
You know, when you just have the compass so you can just get through the tunnels. Like, that doesn't work that way. And you think that Horace Black, who has been through the the tunnels so many times, and really there are only 3 tunnels, he should be able to walk the tunnels without the compass, but whatever. This, you know. Okay, I don't really care about that lore. So before anything, let me save the game again. Colonel Western, let me talk to you, buddy. And yeah, Poirot walks like a penguin. He walks really slowly.
No. The door, it will not budge.
Damn, he's not there. Where's Colonel Western anyway? Huh. Nowhere to be found. Oh, now even the lady is gone. Oh, she evacuated too, so we're alone now. Oh, damn. Will Jenks is the only one left? Apparently. And the animals.
You seem in a very good mood, young man.
I'm about to make 10 quid and won't Gladys be pleased.
What is the source of your good fortune?
It's the funniest thing. One of the guests at the hotel is paying me to help play a joke on somebody. I'm to lay off the island this evening in my motorboat, and when he signals from the hotel tower, I'm to pick him up and run him over to Thurlestone. It's a surprise for someone, but I don't know any more than that.
We must learn more, Hastings.
That's dangerous.
Who is paying you?
Oh, I can't tell you that, sir. I gave my word, and he wouldn't pay up if I said.
When is this joke to take place?
I've no idea. I'm just to wait off the south side of the island until I see a signal from the tower. Then I head into Cutter's Cove and pick him up.
The lantern missing from the safe? It is now explained. Is it far to Thurlestone?
Oh, no, sir. Just a short run across the bay. Easiest money I've ever made.
And what is the signal?
Oh, sir, I'm not sure I can tell you that.
Where can be the harm? You do not reveal the name as you promised after all. There is another 5 in it for you. £5, Hastings. I think you would not be so free with the money if it...
I mean, come on, we're trying to solve a mystery here.
All in a good cause.
£5 more? This is my lucky day indeed.
Here you are, my friend. £5 as promised.
Much appreciated, I'm sure. It's just a signal with the light. 3 short flashes.
Quickly, Hastings. Consult the codes in your notebook. Choose one that will be the joke on our adversary.
Three short is pick up. So I think the only one that would work for me might be tree long. Is that too violent? Is that too violent? Tree long. It's either tree long or 4 short, right? I'm thinking tree long. I'm going for tree long, I think. It is violent. But I think the only one that would be useful for us is tree long. Because remember, there are the U-boats. So technically, it's not just him. You know? He is also signaling to the U-boats to pick him up at this location. You know? He's working with the enemy. So...
3 long.
Oui, but of course.
Fire on this position? Poirot, this is a rather bloodthirsty joke, wouldn't you say?
When the time comes, you can warn him if you like. Monsieur Jenks, your humorous friend cannot flash the 3 short lights out into the sea.
Why not?
That is the home guard code for announcing you have spotted the enemy.
Is it really? That wouldn't do at all.
No, indeed. 3 long flashes is the code for no enemy ship sighted.
3 long flashes. Got it. No harm done. I have plenty of time to warn him. I'm certainly glad I told you. I may even get another tip for warning the guest. If you'd excuse me, Mr. Poirot, I have to close up.
That will do for now, monsieur.
Like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Let's be off then.
Let's hope we don't kill anybody.
Hotel guests when I can. I'll fetch things from Kingsbridge that they can't find at the chemists here at Leathercombe Bay. I've got my own motorboat and can take guests fishing too. Though with U-boats around these days, nobody wants to do much fishing.
All right. So where's Horse Black? Let's go to his room and see if Black's still there, because I need to return the compass to him. The useless compass, anyways. Where are you, Black? Corporal Splat? I can't find him. Hold on, let me use the outside. Marshall Redford, not this one then. Gardner, Emery Brewster. Horace Black. You're not here?
Fascinating.
How do I return the damn thing to you then? About to blat him. Where in the world is that person? I guess you can just walk around and see. Hello, Blatt.
Here is your compass, Monsieur Blatt. I thank you for allowing me to borrow it.
It's about bloody time, too.
Well, thank you. Horace Blatt. Linda. Henry Bailey. So now do I talk to Colonel Western? Or do I go to the tunnel area? Just returning the cover for some reason. In my head, we were arresting him later. No, chill. Not that fast. Right? Damn it, not this way. Sorry. Ah! Okay, maybe I go to Colonel Western now? Your body's ready to arrest him. Yeah.
No? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please?
On me way.
Totally ready to arrest him.
Castle has seen U-boats off the island? I suppose it must be. She spends hours up in the tower at the hotel. The invasion must be near then, just as they say in all the papers. Colonel Weston has the Home Guard on the alert.
Colonel, are you there? Yes, you are. Now you are.
Hello, Poirot.
Have there been any new developments?
I'll say.
What of Mrs. Castle?
She met with certain individuals in Exmoor, then hopped a train to Southampton. Trying to leave the country is my guess. She'll be detained the moment she tries to board a ship.
You are watching her associates, I assume?
Scotland Yard is on it.
Yeah, so we now know her connection to the Germans is because of her husband.
Any report on Gideon Fell?
He's being questioned as we speak. I hope to have some information before the night is over.
What of Monsieur Jimmy Nash?
Nothing yet, Poirot. Scotland Yard has promised to bring through sometime tonight.
It is time to clear up our remaining mysteries. I need your help.
Anything.
Your men must watch the causeway and stop anyone who tries to leave.
My men will be ready. Anything else?
We must settle this business of the heroine.
Tell me what you need.
Accompany me to Cutter's Cave.
I'm ready to leave when you are. What else?
We are ready to return to Cutter's Cave.
Nothing else. Let's go. Time for your arrest.
Colonel, perhaps you should descend to Cutter's Cove by the ladder. I will ask Mademoiselle Brewster to conduct me there.
Why don't we both take the ladder?
Tell him the smugglers might try to escape by boat.
If the smugglers try to flee by boat, I shall be ready. If they try to make their escape via the ladder, you will be there to apprehend them.
On my way.
Thank you, Hastings. You appreciate my suspicions of the ladder. The sea, it does not appear too rough.
Poirot, you can't fly to Cutter's Cove.
Fly? No. Flying is not for Poirot.
Well, you will fly one day when the airplane, can take you everywhere. Maybe.
Can you row me to Cutter's Cove?
Mr. Poirot.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. All right, we're here.
I say, the heroine is gone.
We can't leave by boat, and your bloody compass is useless.
I don't understand it. Compass worked fine before I loaned it to... Oh, hoaxed it, did you?
I am afraid so.
Clever, aren't you?
Oui? May I borrow the compass once more?
I guess you've earned it.
I'll take the sandwich tin if you don't mind.
A few questions, only to satisfy my curiosity. You received the shipments from a larger vessel at sea?
Yes?
Monsieur North, you picked them up in Cutter's Cave.
Yes, once I saw the all-clear signal.
You used a signal light?
No?
The cells, of course.
Of course.
Red to tell Monsieur North the shipment it was not ready. White to inform him that he could pick it up using the tunnel from the smuggler's rest.
That's right. I'd nicked a spare key months ago when the place was still open. Worked quite well for us until a U-boat took some pot shots at me when I was making the rendezvous at sea. Too dangerous now. That was to be our last shipment for a while until we could find another way.
The war, it is an inconvenience.
You can say that again.
Playing the ghost was your idea, Mr. North?
Not likely. Blad thought it would scare off any nosy locals. I thought it was bloody silly.
I think that concludes...
I mean, he's kind of right. It did scare off the locals.
You could hand Monsieur North over to your men. I would like Monsieur Blatt to join us this evening in the dining room.
It's your show, my friend.
I'd shoot you, Poirot, if somebody stole my gun.
Eh bien, Hastings.
So we're now at the end of the game.
Explained. The fifth columnist has fled, and will...
Chapter 7 is quite short compared to the rest. So we are at the end.
Smugglers have been trapped with the goods, as you say. Only one target remains. The murderer of Arlena Marshall.
Then you knew by now who had murdered Arlena Stuart?
But of course, all of the clues are now in your possession as well.
All right. We're back.
The time it has arrived. The crowning glory of any case. That sublime moment when the spotlight shines down. A hush descends upon the audience, and all eyes turn to Poirot. Tonight, however, the stage, it shall be yours. Some will listen in relief, others in anger at what must be revealed. And some will listen in fear as the net of truth slowly, inexorably tightens about them. Now, one thing only before we begin. Do you wish Poirot's help? I can whisper in your ear and guide you. Or, if you feel brave, I will sit back and let you present the case your own little grey cells have constructed for you. What then is it to be?
I don't know. I don't have the guts to do it all on my own. I'm too dumb. I'm not trying to have Poirot help me. I'll just pick Poirot. Okay? I am too much of a coward to try it on my own, alright?
I'd like you to take charge, Poirot.
I am happy to oblige you, my friend.
I mean, Poirot and Hastings have to work together, okay?
And mesdames et messieurs, we are gathered here to...
Like, they're the comedic duo, our favorite duo. They need to work together.
Our hostess will not be joining us. She has fled the island, carefully shadowed by the police.
Good God, man. Do you mean to say she murdered Mrs. Marshall?
No, she didn't murder Mrs. Marshall.
But for some time she has been in the employ of this nation's enemies. Rest assured, she will be arrested the moment she leads the police to her co-conspirators. Also, Monsieur Horace Blatt and a day tripper by the name of North have been taken into police custody.
What's he done?
He was arrested with a considerable quantity of heroin in his possession.
Blatt murdered Mrs. Marshall then?
No.
No.
Fifth columnist, the drug smugglers, as I recall, Mr. Blatt, you thought this a rather dull place for a holiday.
And now we must turn our attention to murder. In order to understand the crime, it is necessary to separate the clues to its nature from the many red herrings that obscured our path. Once that is accomplished, we are left with the truth. Let us begin with the comparison of two bottles. The two bottles I compared were, of course,
Perfume bottles, I think.
Perfume bottles.
I speak of the two perfume bottles. The first bottle was in Madame Marshall's bath. She had applied the perfume before leaving on her float this morning, as I myself remarked. Why would she need a second bottle? And why was it found in the cave? Next, we come to another comparison. And for this, we owe much to the expertise of Mademoiselle Darnley.
The fabric.
3 pieces of green fabric.
A torn piece of fabric was found near the cave in Cutter's Cove. Another piece of green fabric was found in the fireplace of Linda Marshall. They appeared to be the same fabric as that of Madame Marshall's hat. In fact, Mademoiselle Darnley was able to tell at a glance that neither was the silk from the hat. I will now turn to another curious incident of this morning. Someone threw a bottle from the hotel balcony. It narrowly missed Mademoiselle Brewster. Why dispose of an unneeded bottle in such a fashion when there are convenient dustbins? The contents of the bottle was also surprising.
Artificial suntan.
Testing proved the bottle it had contained artificial suntan. But the weather, it has been most agreeable. The sun, it shines every day. Who would need such a thing?
I'm quiet because I'm listening to Poirot. Just saying.
Masha's flask.
Triangle.
Trianol.
Her coffee was laced with a heavy dose of the sedative Trianol. Instead of reviving her, it would almost certainly have put her into a deep sleep. Taken separately, their clues, they mean little. But together, a bath where there should have been none, duplicate perfume bottles, fabric for the hat that is very much alike, yet not the same, artificial suntan when the sun, it shines brightly. These suggested at once to me a single thought alone.
Someone would impersonate her.
Wanted to impersonate Arlena Marshall.
Someone wanted to duplicate the hat of Mrs. Marshall, her deep tan, even her scent. And how can we determine when this impersonation has taken place? It is a sound which gives us the clue.
The shower, the running water.
Running water.
An odd thing, that running water. It was heard both by Poirot and the maid Gladys Narracott. It was very late in the morning for someone to be taking a bath. And as I observed when I had occasion to use my own bath yesterday at an unusual hour, the sound, it is very noticeable in a quiet hotel. Why would someone need to run a bath so late in the morning, if all had already risen and breakfasted?
I don't know. I know this is like a murder, but like in real life though, it could be like maybe you played sports. After working out, you're sweaty and you want to take a shower. Or if you went for a swim, you want to take a shower. You know, reasons. I need to start heading off to bed. Good night all and have a good rest of the stream. It will end pretty soon after this because we're at the very end of the game already. You can catch the rest of it tomorrow. The VOD will be on Twitch. You know? So you can check it out and then catch the culprit. See if you guessed right. Right?
To remove the artificial suntan.
To wash off the artificial suntan, perhaps? The bottle, of course, it is thrown into the sea after the suntan is applied, narrowly missing Mademoiselle Brewster. It becomes clear, does it not, that someone impersonated Madame Marshall this very morning, very near to the time of her murder. But why?
To provide an alibi for the murderer.
Précisément. I have calculated the time it would take for every person on this island to reach Cutter's Cove, murder Madame Marshall, and come away again between 20 of 11 and 15 minutes to 12. And I tell you that only Mademoiselle Darnley can have done it.
Monsieur Poirot.
Comme-vous, mademoiselle? You were the only one close enough. Yet the nature of the crime, strangulation by powerful hands, eliminates you. Captain Marshall was typing the letters. Linda Marshall and Mrs. Redfern were together at Sanctuary Cove. Monsieur Redfern is in plain sight of several people, both guests and hotel staff. Mrs. Castle tends to her duties. The gardeners were together above the bathing beach, except when Monsieur Gardner goes to fetch the knitting wool. Despite Madame Gardner's apprehensions, he would still not have had enough time to do the deed. Mademoiselle Brewster swims, converses with Poirot and Rose. Monsieur Blatt sails, Major Barry gets lost, Monsieur Lane hikes.
What about the tunnels?
Ah yes, they're tunnels. They would certainly allow someone to reach Cutter's Cove undetected if their secret were known. But they do not make the trip there any shorter. Whether you travel from the Smuggler's Rest to Cutter's Cove, or the monastery ruins to Cutter's Cove via path or tunnel, the time it is almost the same. And without a compass, you may rest assured the trip would be much longer. The method of murder? Strangulation by a powerful pair of hands. Only a man or a strong woman could have done it. It is true, there is a woman in this room who could have done it.
This part somehow reminds me of an anime, Detective Conan. I think a lot of detective shows and animes have this
fact helps us
aspect to them.
Madame Gardner.
So it's not anything new or anything.
And Mademoiselle.
There's also another detective show that actually had the same thing, but that anime scared me so much as a kid. My sister loved it. I hated it.
A housewife named.
And now we switched.
One murdered only a few weeks after the other earlier this year.
Like, I don't remember the actual name anymore. I know the Chinese name for the anime, not the English.
But the perpetrator of the other is far more intimately involved.
The murderer of Millie Parsons.
No, Hastings.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Weston informs me that
my bad.
The murderer of Millie Parsons has been arrested and has confessed. A teacher named Gideon Fell.
What?
At last.
It's the second one. I wasn't listening to you talking, Poirot. My bad.
Alice Corrigan and Arlena Marshall were murdered by.
Wait, detective explains everything to the suspects. Yeah. Detectives kind of do that in the shows and games.
In Alice Corrigan's murder,
explaining stuff.
Alibi, just as we face here. An alibi based solely on time. Corrigan, the husband of the murdered woman, was apparently aboard a train when she was killed. Yet in that case, all a certain young lady hiker by the name of Elizabeth Stride must do is give the time when she discovers the body at least 20 minutes before Alice Corrigan actually died. The husband has time to alight at the station, kill his wife, and be gone before the police they arrive. Note how the alibi, it is worked precisely the same. And here the clue that demolishes the false alibi in the murder of Arlena Marshall is her stepdaughter's watch.
No, Poirot, you're wrong.
Linda's watch keeps perfect time.
If the watch of Linda Marshall did not keep the perfect time, I might have forgiven certain testimony as an honest mistake. But there was no honesty about it. It was a deliberate lie.
And the liar is Christine Redford.
The liar is Christine Redfern.
You are a liar.
As I said, I remember the end.
No.
You are the impersonator of Arlena Marshall. And the only way you could have done it is if you changed the time on Linda's watch. You had the opportunity at Sanctuary Cove. You had the opportunity to change it back when you sneaked into her room to add to her fire that cheap green hat you wore as part of your disguise.
But how could she change the time on my watch when I was right there at the cove?
Mademoiselle, it was easy enough. Turn the watch back 20 minutes the first time you go into the sea. Then ask what time is it as you prepare to go into the sea once more. The watch, it says 15 minutes of 12. But of course, it is in reality only 25 minutes past 11. She is already dressed in the white bathing suit like Arlena's. The green hat, it is concealed in her sketch bag. And the suntan was applied much earlier, now concealed by the clothes she wears to protect her from the sun. At 11:20,
And there's a cutscene. This cutscene of how it happened.
More than 15 minutes. I have timed it myself. She finds Arlena unconscious from the drugged coffee and pulls her into the cave. It could not have been easy. She spilled the coffee.
I mean, she's not the strong woman after all.
She has but a few moments to dab herself with Arlena's perfume and compose herself before the rowboat with Patrick Redfern at the oars and Emily Brewster in the bow rounds the headland into Cutter's Cove.
Yep, she's that imposter. And this is why you couldn't see the face. The first time around, they didn't show the face.
No proof of any of that. Why would she do such a thing?
She loves you, Monsieur Redfern, as you love her. Have I not agreed it is so?
Mr. Poirot, you're saying that the woman I saw lying there was Christine Redfern and not Arlena Marshall?
Oui bien. A little play artfully contrived for your benefit. Each step you were led. Each step you thought you saw what you were supposed to see. Then after you left to go get help,
So, you know who the culprit is yet? Kind of obvious at this point, isn't it?
and then the real murder occurs.
I'll say though, kudos to Christine though, wearing high heels and climbing up the ladder, that tall ass ladder. And you're right. Congratulations, the Hermit Gamer and Ghostly Hozzy, for guessing right. It was Patrick Redfern who's the culprit. You guys guessed it right. Kudos to you.
Now, of course, it is truly 15 minutes of 12. Madame Marshall has the time to wash away the artificial tan, change his clothes, and arrive for her tennis rendezvous.
Monsieur Poirot, I am sure everyone will agree that I might have had a motive to kill Arlena, but not Patrick.
You think I believe in your jealousy, mademoiselle? When your husband, if he is indeed your husband, loves you and you know it to be true? No. The true motive lies in 2 documents.
Don't remember the documents. Jimmy Nash?
Letter from Arlena's solicitors.
A telegram reveals that a sizable portion of her fortune was paid out last week to her. £10,000 to be exact. Do you know anything of this, Captain Marshall?
First I've heard of it.
Letter from J.N.
A letter from a former admirer named Jimmy Nash gives us an insight into Mrs. Marshall and her relationships with a certain kind of man. It is clear that he has requested and received money from her sometime in the past. I said to Captain Marshall earlier today that until we can comprehend fully and completely exactly what kind of a person Arlena Marshall was, we shall not be able to see clearly exactly the kind of person who murdered her. And what do we see from these 2 letters?
Arlena was taken advantage of by men she was attracted to.
Arlena Marshall was a woman who needed to be admired, adored. It is true. But what was the result? She was fair game for a certain type of man who takes advantage of such women. Just as Jimmy Nash convinced her to give him money, Patrick Redfern did the same. And I know as surely as I know anything, that before Jimmy Nash, there was another such man, and before him, another. Arlena was not the predator. She was the victim. That was her character. And that is the character of Edward Corrigan, the man who killed her, just as he killed his wife Alice for her inheritance only a few months ago.
No proof whatsoever, not a shred that will hold up in court.
Oh, I don't know about that. Here's something even Poirot hasn't heard yet. Although knowing him, he expects it. I sent a photograph of the 2 of you he borrowed from your suitcase to the Brixton police.
Allow me to make this small deduction, Colonel. They have identified you as Edward Corrigan and Elizabeth Stride, the young woman who found the body.
Oh, well, that's torn it.
Yep.
Edward, don't be a fool.
And he decides to be a fool.
Say, that looks like my revolver.
You can go quietly to the noose if you like, my dear. I have other plans.
Poirot? Shouldn't we chase after him?
You guys should evacuate.
Does not chase?
But I will chase after him anyways, and I know exactly where he's going. By the way, let me save. And yes, we are at the very end of the game. There we go.
You damned, interfering, lousy little worm. One step and I'll kill you. I may do it anyway.
Here is your chance, Hastings. Warn him if you wish to. Try not to get Poirot killed, please.
I will be nice.
Signal with the lantern.
I'll warn him.
I told young Monsieur Jenks the lie.
What has Jenks got to do with it?
That is Madame Castle's signal lantern you stole from her safe that she used to signal the U-boats. I too found the lantern and also the code. I told Monsieur Jenks that 3 long flashes of...
And the music's suddenly much louder than Poirot.
to fire at this...
At least there's subtitles.
I expected you to try and block my escape, but I'm no fool. You're bluffing.
It is no bluff.
Sorry, you useless foreigner, but I just don't believe.
Very well, Hastings. We can go.
And we leave. So we told him the truth. We warned him about what's going to happen. He didn't listen. And kind of easy to guess what's going to happen next, right? Since we did tell Jenks that the code for escaping is actually to fire at this position. So probably know what to expect by now. Just watch.
Right. That's the signal.
I only feel bad for Will Jenks. Because he's like innocent and we just used him. I'm sorry, Will. I'm so sorry. And that is the U-boat of the Germans.
Achtung! Stellen Sie Koordinaten ein. Bereit!
I had no idea what that is. They should have translated it in English, jeez.
Ziel!
This is overkill, yes. This is so overkill. Oh my god. Oh, damn. Yeah.
Gut. Ziel zerstörtes. Tauchen!
Yeah. Lee, doesn't matter what option you pick, he will get fired at. Because, the guy won't listen to you. Like, Patrick won't listen to you. Or Edward, as his real name is. It doesn't matter what you say. Okay, he will get shot at. That is the ending. And good for the Nazis. They are not touching Will Jenks. They're just going. So even though they're the Nazi Germans on the U-boat, they're like, well, you're completely innocent. Bye-bye. I'm not gonna bother with you, Will. Good to see you. And they just left. That's it. That is the end. Yeah, that was nice of the captain, wasn't it? One of the nicer Nazis, you know? He's like, you're innocent.
One mystery.
I'm not gonna bother with you.
Hastings. You have the clue. Code. What is then the code that allows someone to control their finger of suspicion?
Oh, I don't know this one.
I think you have the answer. Tell me and we shall see what we shall see.
I don't know what the code is. Do I have the clue? I don't. This one is my clue for the murder. Which, by the way, I have this varnish that I never used. And the bottle of buff salts. I think I only need one of the bottles. What is the code? What is the code? Finger?
I am sorry, Hastings.
So not finger. Magic?
I am sorry, Hastings. I am sorry.
Not magic. Wizard? There's no W. Why are they missing a W? I don't know the code. Is there a code? Can I search for it somewhere? Bill Nicholas. Bill? Oh, just code?
I am sorry.
No.
I am sorry.
Why is it 4 first? Why is it 4 first? What's the first letter? G-H-I. What's the word? Finger of suspicion. What has any of that got to do with any of these 3 letters? 4 something. What's the word, man? For what? For what? I might need to cheat on this. What? I don't know the code. Hold on. Right. I figured out the code. I picked at the walkthrough. It's genius. Damn. The word was genius. I would have never guessed that. I would say that. But, well, whatever. I cheated. I used my tools.
Bravo, Hastings. That is indeed the code that unlocks their finger.
That's genius, all right.
You have uncovered the secret of its magic.
And that is it. That is the end of Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun.
The case, it is now complete, my friend. You have walked in Poirot's shoes.
Poirot, I'll be honest.
Adventure games are usually about the journey. It was a fun ride. It is a fun.
As easy as I
It is fun.
But thank you for the.
And I really liked
I am
Hastings
proud.
and Poirot's like interactions in the game.
And
Even though we don't really see them together, we hear them. It's just hilarious.
Ours most.
They are hilarious.
Yes, I thank you for that too.
And this is kind of like a bittersweet end because this is the last and final game of the Agatha Christie series from the Adventure Company. So any other Agatha Christie games are made by different companies,
Sorry, old chap.
not related
Trot on over to the wall.
to this series at all.
One mystery solved, and another, even greater.
And it is a
Don't you
bittersweet
worry.
ending
No more
because
at the beach for a time, maybe.
this is the start of World War II.
I feel like the dinosaur, Hastings. Gone is my world, where good always triumphs over evil. Where the clues, they all add up to the satisfactory
Unfortunately.
solution.
It's very bittersweet. The whole premise is actually that the war is beginning,
Whatever the outcome, mon ami, the cost,
you know, and
it will be high.
they're getting
I fear our
prepared for it.
it will never be the same.
And as they said, it's right. It's like the end of the game is the start of the war. And of course, in my head, obviously Poirot survives the war. Hastings survives the war, but you know, they leave off at this like really bittersweet spot because they never made any other game after that. So it's only in my head that I feel like they're still alive, but there's that really bittersweet ending to that because it is World War II, you know, it's not easy. So yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the end of Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun. It has been fun. And for a game this old, it actually looks really good. You know, it came out many years ago. In 2007, I believe. For a game that old, it really held up. It holds up. And as compared to some of the other games from around the same time and stuff, the graphics and everything still holds up. There is that small bug here and there that frustrated me, right? You've all saw it, I was salty and frustrated at the game. But overall, not too bad. Especially this is a game that's so old, it still runs on Windows 11. Unlike some other games, especially some of the older games, like those that are not on Steam. Because this game is abandonware because you can't find it on any of the sites. You can't really buy it anymore. So for games usually that are on like Steam or GOG, you know, they're usually made like in some ways so that they could run on modern computers, right? They did something to enhance that. But as for a game that's abandonware, like, and one that came out so long ago, you can run it on Windows 11 without any problems if you're able to find it. I won't tell you where to find it, but if you know, you know, right? And it holds up, and as y'all see, the graphics looks really good. It runs pretty well. There's only the slight bugs here and there, but it's easily solved. It's not game breaking, thankfully. So I made it all the way to the end, which is very nice, right? But yeah, next time I play it, you know, it'll be a while, but I will eventually play the original Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express, on my stream as well. You know, I will stream it eventually. It will be quite some time later, but eventually. Although that one does have game-breaking soft locks, I would say. It's not a bug. It's more like it locks you. But eventually, maybe I will play that. But for those of you watching, not live, on YouTube, thank y'all so much for watching. This is the end of Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.